This is the Climax Hour. I'm Cassie, and I'm sitting here with a lovely Sierra Nevada, and Felipe is across from me currently. And I'm happy to finally be doing this visually live. It was a podcast before, so I'm excited that you get kind of a visual perspective. It changes the whole element of the game. So I'm going to jump in and start interviewing, but I do want to say that the Climax Hour does support local artists. So if you are a band and you want your music on the show, email me at theclimaxhour@gmail.com, and I would love to put your music on the show. So we're going to start in. Hello, Felipe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. We're in the South Side, so if you hear gunshots, I do apologize, but hopefully we'll be safe here.
I know I haven't ventured to this area, that often. The space is awesome. I must say I'm pleasantly surprised. It kind of looks like a Playboy Mansion situation. But, yeah, it's an interesting neighborhood.
This is definitely a killer space. It almost looks like we're about to film a porn star movie here, but besides that, it's pretty awesome.
Yes, I appreciate them allowing us to use the space. We're drinking beverages. I like IPAs typically. He informed me because he is a brewmaster that this is not an IPA, but it is what is it? You tell me.
A pale ale.
Yes, a pale ale instead of an IPA, but I like dark beer, I like hoppier stuff, and he is drinking
I'm rocking the Tall Boy PBR.
And I know you own, I don't know if you have several owners or whatnot, but a brewery in Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, I'm an investor at a brewery in Wisconsin. We'll just leave that as is.
Okay. Do you have a favorite beer there that you drink? Like lighter, darker? Just curious.
Yeah, obviously the trend is towards the IPA market, but if you're asking me what my favorite is, I'd probably go a Cold Shore, a wheat beer.
Okay. And do you typically drink beer or do you do hard liquor?
Depends on the night. If I want to get wild and crazy, obviously I'm going to go towards the hard. The beer is just more of a chill, relaxing, summer type of atmosphere, I would have to say. But usually I'd probably switch, though, to the hard for a little wild night. So
what if you're doing shots or you're drinking liquor, what are you drinking?
Probably just vodka or tequila.
Okay.
I like to keep vodka as mixed, tequila as shots.
Tequila is an interesting buzz.
To say the least.
It definitely makes you horny, I would say. Personally, that's me, but I don't know.
If you want to go clothes off, butt naked, wild, I would go with a mezcal, obviously, but tequila does the job anyways. Either one will do it.
And can I ask, this is a fair question. Well, we'll get into age later, but from tequila, do you ever have blackout moments where you're like, fuck?
Fuck yeah, all the time. I've gotten liquor dick off of tequila, so I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but shit happens. So.
Is it embarrassing for a dude, can I ask? Because being a female, we have it a little easier in that department where we don't have to be,
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I think at the same time it's totally understandable though, because when you guys are both hammered, laying there naked, and you're trying, sometimes you're overthinking the situation, but at the same time you're just like, well, at least I'll just get in the morning, right?
Yes.
You sober up a little bit, chug a glass of water, give yourself a little pep talk in the bathroom, and you're all good.
Right. And then you wake up and they're still passed out, and
yeah,
it doesn't normally go as planned. Not always. Sure. I have snuck out of houses before. Like, what the fuck did I do?
You seem like that type.
I have done that with my shoes quietly,
Sure.
We all make mistakes. But getting into the interview, can I ask you, so we know sometimes you drink beer, sometimes liquor, which is awesome. You have a brewery by Wisconsin. I know you're a chef too, a little bit. What's your favorite dish to cook?
Yeah, I like to throw it down in the kitchen. I do have some skills. Obviously, the food that I lean towards is probably maybe some Latin hot affair.
Huh. That's pretty sexy, a man who can cook.
Yeah.
I think any woman/man would agree.
It's
True?
won me some free passes, to say the least. But, chicks dig it. They love it.
No, that's hot.
Yeah.
Definitely, I wish I could cook. I set things on fire a lot on my stove, so I appreciate that.
Just wait until I cook for you.
Oh, ooh, it's getting hot already.
I love it.
Can I ask you, what is the best feature that you would say about yourself, or a characteristic, either or?
That's kind of on the spot question. Best feature. Sexual or non-sexual?
Up to you.
Well, first off, I'd probably say killer personality off the bat, hands down. So yeah, I'll go with that for now.
Okay, so you're kind of outgoing. I mean, I had met you previously at another party, but you can seem shy, at first meet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are you somebody you'd prefer them to ask you questions or?
I guess I'm just used to playing the corporate field card.
Okay.
Business first and then pleasure second. So, I mean, you'll kind of see that as it progresses, I would have to say.
Okay.
Start off conservative, go out wild.
Right. Okay. So you might have to gain a bit of trust before you get super crazy.
Fair.
You're not the kind of
That's
person who
fair.
goes to a company Christmas party and takes their shirt off.
Maybe at the end of the night.
Okay. What is a feature that you'd want to change about yourself? Something that maybe, not necessarily maybe you don't like about yourself, or per se, somebody has frequently told you the same repeating thing, like you are this, or
I guess I would pretty much say I'm fucking perfect.
Oh yeah, well, good for you,
No,
because
so
I'm not.
there's nothing to change.
I'm not.
There's definitely nothing I would be like, oh, well, I don't like this about myself.
Is there anything that affects your relationships though, like in a negative way, like some kind of maybe characteristic, that you a pattern that you tend to have?
Let's go with a big C word. It's called commitment.
Oh, you are not a fan of it.
It's just sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Okay. Well, we'll get more into that in a second. But can you give me you have siblings?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a description of your family. Are your parents still married? Do they hate each other? Are they, divorced? Do you have 10, siblings? Sure. 3?
So I have 2 sisters, 2 awesome sisters.
Okay.
And a father that raised me since I was probably like 15.
Okay.
They divorced, and my father raised me ever since that. Long story short, basically, I was raised with 2 girls in the house, and I was a ballerina for Halloween one year.
Oh, my God.
Pictures to prove it.
I mean, I'm sure it came out to your benefit on some levels, but at some point, you're probably pissed.
Yeah. At 4 years old, I was playing with Barbies, so.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
you were the odd man out. What about your relationship with your dad? Are you guys close, not close?
Super tight. Coolest dad ever.
What about mom?
Mom, non-existent.
Non-existent? Okay. Did she leave? Did she?
After the divorce, they separated 100%.
Okay. And you haven't had any kind of contact with her?
Interactions minimal. I would probably say I talked to her birthdays, holidays. That's about it.
Okay. Well, I do have this number in my phone. It's called Slide Dial, and I use this. It's terrible. And I told one of our mutual friends about it. It links you right to voicemail, so you don't actually have to talk to the person, which is so horrible. But you ever have those
Pretty
moments
awesome.
with family where you're just like, I love them, but I just can't talk to them. And so it links you straight to voicemail, and you can get credit for the call, as I call it. So you're like, I was really thinking about you. We just keep playing phone tag. I'll talk to you soon.
Slide dial.
Yeah, I'll give you the number after
downloading it right now.
No, I'll give you the number after the show for sure. This is the Climax Hour. We're going to take a quick break, and we shall be back momentarily. Like I said, if you're a local artist, send me your music, and I would love to play it on the next show. Thank you. Stay tuned. All right, we are back with the Climax Hour and drinking more beer as it accumulates here on the table.
PBR.
Yes.
I'm like a spokesperson for it.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. Fuck Heineken.
Right.
I love that movie. Oh, Blue Velvet. Great film.
Good stuff.
I know, right? So we're back with Felipe. And can I ask you, is that your real name or is it a nickname?
It is my real name. Kind of started off, it's an inherited nickname, I should say.
Okay.
It kind of started about 13 years ago. Hung out with a lot of Guatemalan friends, and basically they gave me that nickname, I should say.
Oh, wonderful. Mm-hmm. He kind of reminds me of somebody who used to be on Survivor. I don't know why. I just feel like he's going to win. If he goes on Survivor, he might fucking win. I just feel that way. I don't know why.
Because I'm awesome?
Maybe. And he's got dimples and nice teeth. Yeah. And, you know, he's in shape. And he's a nice person and would share his food with people. It's really kind of fucked up.
But in the meantime, I'm kind of evil. So I'm out to win.
You have the dark side.
Right.
All right. Well, we're getting into the dark side. We're going to go with his first sexual experience. Tell me about it. You don't have to say their name.
Gosh, okay.
But the age.
Sure.
And how the experience was.
16. Kind of vague, but it was kind of...
What does that mean? Kind of vague.
I mean, it's 16 years. I mean, you're at 16 years, you really don't remember. At that time, you're probably like drinking 2 beers and being drunk and maybe like taking a hit off of a hitter box and then you're all fucked up. So, I mean, do I really vaguely... do I remember like yesterday? No. But I remember her name. I remember the experience, where it was.
Did it last long?
Yeah, it actually kind of did, to be quite honest. I was kind of surprised because I'm like, oh, yeah, this is feeling like warm and hot, you know?
I always wonder what a vagina felt like. I don't know. I mean, I have one, but I don't know.
I mean, your fingers know, right?
They do.
All right.
But mostly my dildo knows.
Sure. I mean, if that's the way you like to roll, I mean, I don't know.
I do.
Sure. All right.
Some women can't get off with their hands. It's difficult. I've only had like a few experiences where it really worked.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. I mean, all we need is a hand and maybe some lube sometimes, you know, and then give us a few.
And
minutes.
what kind of magazine? What do you look at when you're masturbating?
To be quite honest, I'm not a masturbating guy. I prefer to wait for the situation rather than to masturbate. But I mean, sometimes you gotta relieve it, you know.
Right.
Stressful day at work, whatever the case may be. You just kind of gotta stroke it out sometimes.
Oh my God. So that was first. What about 2? Second experience?
Second experience as far what? Second person?
It doesn't matter. Either or. Either the second time you had sex or the second person or either or.
Okay. I mean, I've only had sex with one person in my life. But
you have not. You're fucking full of shit.
To God.
One person ever.
One person ever.
You have not, really?
The love of my life. No, I'm kidding. Absolutely kidding. Absolutely kidding.
I almost fucking fell off my chair. I was like, that's pretty impressive. I don't have that much willpower.
Her name was Cassie.
Shut up. Number 2. Who was she?
Cassie. No. Number 2 was, it was actually just a drunken party, a mistake. It was just a number, a notch on the belt, to be quite honest.
Not good?
Not good. It was just basically do it to be cool.
Okay.
High school stuff, you know what I mean?
Put it in.
Put it in, pull it out, yep.
And you did pull out. Good for you.
Yep.
Elvis Presley lived by that. He did pretty good. He only had one kid.
You always pull out. No matter if they say that they're on BC, if you have a condom on, any type of protection, you always pull out.
I'll tell you, one time I was having sex with this guy, and he said to me, in the middle of sex, he's like,
wrong name.
I don't want to get you pregnant for another year. And I was like, I like jumped. I'm like, I'm never going to come ever again. And this, because me personally, I don't want children. Some people find that appealing, not to myself.
I hate it. And it's a complete turnoff when girls say, I want you to come in me. And I mean, you know, granted, they may be on some form of protection.
But you don't really know.
They're not insinuating any kids. But they say that, I'm just like, oh.
How often does that happen?
I can't do it.
Does it happen more than not?
I mean, you're talking to me. So, I mean, I would say it happens more often than not.
Oh, God. Well, you're like a nice guy. They probably just want to have your babies. That's fucked up. Oh, my God. I always say something along the lines of, I want you to come on my tits. Just to make it clear, don't come exactly the opposite.
Do you say, I want a bukkake party?
Yes, that's what I say. It's true. It happens.
Have you?
No, I have never said that. But sometimes I'll say, like, come on my ass. It's present.
Sure. That's less degrading than on your face or mouth.
Face. That's a lot to handle. And it's mostly surprising. And you're like, you can't talk. It gets you in the eye. It's a fucking nightmare.
So have you ever tried bukkake? Because it's a fun word to say, like bukkake.
I have not.
Isn't it though? I mean,
It
come
is.
on, say it. I want to hear you say it.
Bukkake?
Say it hotter.
What? Bukkake.
Love it.
That's
Love
it? Yes. No, I have not. But, you know, I've tried many of things, that not being one of them.
Nice.
Have you?
I have not. It's kind of a funny term around my friends that we like to use, and not a lot of people know about it. Actually, for true story or not, I mean, one of my gay friends is like, "Oh yeah, I was at this bukkake party." I'm like, "Bro, what are you talking about?" You know? And he's like, "You don't know what a bukkake party
You're
is?"
like,
I'm
please tell me.
And you know, I think I'm pretty well versed in the sexual scene. You know what I
Right.
mean? So he's like, "Oh, you don't know what a bukkake is?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. What is it?" And he's like, "Dude, like get with like 2014." I'm like, "Fuck, I'm an asshole," you know? And he basically told me what it was, and I'm like, "Oh my God, that is awesome." But it is not a fantasy of mine. I never tried it, never did anything about it.
Huh. But
Yeah.
now you're educated.
Yeah, that, and it's a fun word to say.
It is.
Yeah, it's like a code word.
Is there any movies that have that in that? Like they actually say the word?
No,
Be a
absolutely
sweet
not.
drinking game.
Otherwise, I would know about it before my gay friend told me about it.
Bukkake. No, that's crazy. Really quick, we have, you know, a few minutes before we have to
Sure.
take a break. But what is your age?
I am in the dirty 30s.
That's hot.
I'm 33.
I am too. I'm going to be 33, so we're in the same.
I love it.
Yeah. 30s, you
So
know.
we're at the right sexual mindset, you and me. I mean, we're like connecting. I
We
feel.
are.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
connected. At 40, I'm going to be fucking microwaves. Like, I'm going to be horny as shit. I don't even know. I'll be fucking, you know, the cord. It's true. Yeah. This microphone I will be having sex with in 30 seconds. I can't imagine though, really. I mean, my sex drive is crazy anyway. But I know you're a chef / you have a brewery.
Yeah.
But I'm going to just throw this out there because people want to know what is your income? I mean, we're going to know who we're talking to. Do you
come
make,
on.
are
We
you
cannot
poverty?
dispose
We
that.
can.
No, we cannot.
Poverty. Are you in the middle? Are you rich?
I do pretty good for myself.
Okay. Would you put yourself at like, you don't have to think about money. You can pay your bills. Do you live in a box?
I do whatever I want when I want.
Okay. You can go shopping when you want.
Whatever.
Oh, that's nice.
You want to go on vacation?
I
tomorrow?
have a master's and I can't do shit. That shows you where I am. Poverty level. This is the Climax Hour. We're taking a quick break. We will be back to talk more about dirty sex and fetishes. Stay tuned.
Sweet.
Okay, so Cancun, tequila, women,
Oh gosh, yes.
into it.
So
Literally.
in Cancun clubs, back to the scene. Cancun clubs, wild, crazy, you know, foam parties, girls making out with you.
Yes.
I mean, whatever the case may be, everybody's down, right?
I made out with a lifeguard there, and he took me to a hot legs party at a bar.
On the
It was
beach.
I don't fucking know, but my mom was pissed, and I rode home on a motorcycle at like 3 a.m.
Did you fuck him on the beach?
No, I didn't. My mom was waiting at the door for me. It was terrible. I was like 18.
That is awesome. So yeah, I was 17 at this time. Graduated high school. Feel like I'm a mature adult. And my poppy always told me, you know, like whatever you do, don't get anything permanent. So here I am with these two girls that obviously want to go back to the hotel with me and just bone, right?
Oh my God.
And so I'm like, yeah, but I want to be like a cool badass because I just graduated high school.
Right.
And
A week ago.
Yeah.
And I know everything.
Exactly. And I remember in the back of my mind, my poppy goes, do not get anything that's permanent. So I'm like, oh, I want to get a nipple ring, right?
You got it pierced in Cancun.
I got it pierced.
They will pierce anything. I got my shit pierced there too.
Anything.
I was drunk and underage, and they still pierced my belly button.
I mean, I almost thought about getting my toenail pierced, but I was like, that's fucking weird, right?
Your
But
nipple, they say hard though. When you get it pierced,
No.
it's hard.
Not all the time.
Really?
I swear.
More
I still have it.
stimulating?
After 16 years, I still have my nipple pierced.
Really?
It's a true story.
How come you kept it?
Because I think it's kind of like fun.
To play with?
No, there's not much sensitivity there.
Don't people try to bite it?
Girls always like want to play with it. It's like they see it and they're like, oh, this guy's a freak, blah,
What
blah,
do
blah.
they do with it, though, is my question.
They always try to like put it in their mouth and lick it and play with their tongue with it. It's nothing that exciting. No offense.
It's not arousing. It doesn't do shit for him.
So back to my threesome story. Basically, I go get my nipple pierced. I think I'm like the coolest person on the block, right? Like oh, these girls are going to be totally down with me. Everybody's sobered
Because my
up.
nipples pierced.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody sobers up, and we get back to my room. We're just like, what are we going to do now? And it was
What did you do? Play board games?
Buzzkill. Straight up buzzkill.
Did you read, watch movies, Lifetime movies?
The worst decision of my life because I could have banged these 2 hot girls.
And you didn't.
I didn't.
Shit.
True story. So I fucked it up.
So you regret that?
I fucked it up by getting my nipple pierced. True story.
You could have fucked him before that happened. You were still proud of that nipple ring.
I thought it was going to be cool. I thought it was going to win me more points.
It didn't.
It didn't.
Oh, you should have got your dick pierced.
Yeah.
Right?
So, well, if you get your dick pierced, you're fucked for 6 weeks. So, I mean...
Literally.
Hey, you gotta weigh all
I
your
don't know, though. I
options,
had a friend that banged pretty quick on. I mean, it can get infected. That is true.
Not worth it.
I know.
Not worth it.
Pain.
And then it's not worth it for being out for 6 weeks. Who wants to be out of commission?
Fuck. So basically... What you're telling me from this crazy story,
Yeah.
You're not in a relationship now, or you are?
No, I'm single. I'm single.
But you have commitment problems.
Yep.
Why? Where does that come from?
The commitment problems. Where does that come from? That's a good question. I would obviously say sometimes you weigh out your options. And you always think the grass is always greener, right?
I assume my dad was in Vietnam, and he always says, Cassie, the biggest mistake of my life was I was always looking for the next best thing, and actually the next best thing was right there.
Right.
So he was basically, but yes, we do. Mm-hmm. I think it's natural as human beings.
Yeah, and I think you get spoiled, in our lifestyle too. So you always...
As you get older, it's hard to accommodate somebody else. You get fixed in your ways. And you're like, get the fuck out of my house.
You get fixed in your own ways and you're like, this isn't really working out.
You're like, that was fun. Can you please leave? I need to watch a movie and go to bed. And
Right. And drink a PBR. Who doesn't love PBR, by the way?
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
It's hot. It's
a great beer. And whenever, I play in a band here, but they always give us PBRs. That's kind of the beer of choice.
Tall boys are the way to rock it out, for sure.
Makes you feel like a winner. You have a lot to go, by the way. You're halfway done.
Empty stomach. It's kicking in good.
No, that's good. Commitment problems kind of, do you ever want to get married? What do you want?
For sure. Obviously, marriage is down the road. It just
like when 50, 60?
Absolutely
100.
not. That's ridiculous now.
Why?
Who'd want to marry my shrivel balls up ass at like 80 years old?
Somebody.
I could be like a good-looking 80-year-old man, but still, my balls will be like hanging
they
past
will
my
drop.
knees.
It's
not
true.
hot. Not hot.
No?
It's not a good look for me or for anybody.
So when do you want to get married? Like 50, 40?
I'm on, let's say, the 5-year plan. So before 40.
Huh. So my mother, she would kill me. She's been engaged 22 years. 22 years.
Yeah.
Not married, just, But at this point, it gets really annoying for me because I try to explain he's my stepdad, but he's not my stepdad, but they've been engaged. And it just always becomes frustrating for me. I'm like, what? They're like, what do you mean he's not your stepdad? I'm like, well, it's by common law they're married, but they're not fucking married,
Does she see other men?
No, but like
Would she?
No, but like he bought her an engagement ring, and I assume he did that to not be engaged for a lifetime. I don't know.
If you told your mom, like, hey, Felipe's really hot, and, you should meet him or go out with a drink, do you think I may hook up with her? You
would. She looks like the younger one on
Younger You?
No, she looks like Mrs. Robinson, the movie The Graduate. She looks like the young girl. My mom was prettier version of that woman. But now she's older, but she's beautiful. Yeah.
When you said Mrs., I thought you were going to say Mrs. Doubtfire. I was like, absolutely not.
No, Mrs. Robinson.
Good.
She's sexy.
Good. All right. Pass.
You haven't met her. My ex-boyfriend's like, dude, I would totally fuck your mom. I'm like, what? It's like, thank you for reminding me of that every time you meet her. Really
Cassie's
neat.
mom, it's on. Okay?
Hi, Nancy.
Nancy, I can't wait to meet you.
Nancy's hot. Yes.
Good. I like it.
So you do want to get married. Do you want to have kids?
For sure. I love little rats. All my nephews
You call
and nieces.
them rats?
Yeah, well, right now, my nephews
Are
and nieces.
they animals?
No. But in their own form of way, they are.
Kids can be dirty.
I love them, though. They're cute.
Really?
Yeah. They're
What do you
smart.
do
They're
with
little
them?
geniuses. I don't know.
Read a book?
Throw a ball at them. They could run.
What if they don't? They just
I don't want that kid.
You're like, he's going back. I'm done.
You're like, yeah, I don't want that one, but I'll take you. You're cool.
What about, okay, so quickly, how many times have you fucked a girl in the ass?
Honestly, I'm not an ass guy.
But you like Latinos, Hispanic.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they like it in the ass.
Okay, so how many times have you done it? It's okay if you haven't.
Probably 2 to 3 times.
Okay.
I probably tried it.
I'm at it 3. I'm 3 right here.
Okay, sweet.
It wasn't.
I'll go with 2 and then I win. Okay.
You win. Yes. And then have you been with more than over 10 people?
We're just going to leave that. We're going to play the safe card on that.
Right.
I'm going to throw my whammy card and say,
I'm not talking about how many people I've slept with.
I've only slept with one person, so yeah.
Ever. And was it Einstein? Armina's dog. Are you sure? He has a big wiener.
We'll cut it at that.
This is the climax. We will be back. Stay tuned. All right. So we're winding it up towards the end. We have 10 minutes left with Felipe, the chef / master threesome.
Master lover.
Yeah.
Love it.
You do like animals, which is good to
For sure.
know.
Yeah,
People who
animals
don't,
are
I
cool.
don't trust them.
I don't like cats.
I know. You've expressed that.
They're gross.
I have cats. I have no response to that.
The cat lady.
I am. I will be that person. It's true.
Cat lady people have issues, I feel.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I got into psychology for a reason. I'm sure I have a
Hello.
ton of issues. We can go all day. But I'm going to ask you your worst sexual experience. What was terrible?
One of the first things that come on my mind is...
You come on your mind?
True. Not on the mic, on my mind. Is basically a bad blowjob. One of the, it hasn't been recently, but when you get a lot of teeth in there, it is just not a pretty sight. And then sometimes, one time.
Do you tell them though? I think women need feedback. I mean, I had to get feedback from my ex-boyfriend. He's like, dude, you need to deep throat that shit like a porn. Don't kiss it. And I was trying to explain, when you kiss somebody's dick, it's like we're trying to find an intimate,
more
way about
lips
it.
And less teeth.
Right. They just want you to deep throat it.
Right.
And stare at them and be like, your tits right there.
Sure.
Like a porn.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So, basically, long story short, you kind of are standing or you're laying there and you're kind of receiving this blow job, right?
Or teeth job.
Yeah, and it's just not a pretty scene. You're kind of just every single time she
Does it hurt?
It's a horrible feeling.
What is the feeling?
It's like teeth against a curb.
Well, I've never had that experience.
Not a lot of people have, but it just reminds me of the movie.
You?
No, the movie American History X. Everybody's seen it.
My cousin was in that movie.
Really?
He was at the skinhead party. Yeah, he was a background person. Yeah.
So yeah, long story short, it's just not a pretty sight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like sandpaper. It's like you're masturbating with sandpaper. Think about it on your vajayjay. Not
Sandpaper?
Sandpaper instead of your finger.
Well,
It would hurt.
I might get into it if I was having a really rough day.
You probably would, Cassie. You probably would.
I might be like, God, I'm pissed. Oh, that feels so good. I don't know.
Teeth on a dick is not a good thing.
So what do you say to the person?
You probably try to transition it or,
How?
do something different. You may throw in something, you may want to bone them, but you really don't want to.
Is that what you said?
You may have to take one for the team. Who knows?
So you said, I want to fuck you.
Maybe to that extent.
And you were lying.
And I'm just like, no way can I do this.
Did you do it?
Like
Did you have sex with this person?
Like I said, you may have to take one for the team.
Well, did you come at least?
Yeah, obviously you may have to think of something else, but
Like what?
Cassie Baxter.
Shut up. He's so full of shit. But it's great. Very flattering. But
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
what do you have to think of? Like,
Not what you're doing.
oh,
Yeah, it's bad.
it's focus. You're like meditating.
I wouldn't want to put anybody in that position. But, there's...
Do you think she knew deep down?
Good things come to an end,
It didn't sound good at all. It sounded terrible.
Well, yeah, true. But yeah, what else you got?
Did she have nice teeth?
No, because the teeth hurt.
But they weren't straight, or were they crooked, or did she have...
they were nice.
Okay. Huh. So to wrap it up, let's say, how often do you use condoms and how often do you not?
I always want to practice safe sex.
Really?
Yes.
I would like to say I did. I went to the gynecologist. She's like, do you have unprotected sex? I said, yes, I drink.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every time you have a condom in your pocket.
I try to. I think I actually have one in my jacket.
Do you really?
Yeah, you always got to practice safe sex. At our age, trust me, girl, you do not want to be catching anything at this age. It would suck.
Yeah.
Luckily so far,
knock on wood,
I'm good. So, yeah, you got to keep it clean.
I had a gynecologist who she was quite funny. Mm-hmm. She was a lesbian, and she would always say inappropriate things when she was between my legs. Like, one time I asked her, so how did you get into this profession? And she said, would you laugh if I said I just fell into it? Meanwhile, I was spread eagle. Yeah. It was pretty hot. And then she asked me if she's like, do you like light or dark meat around Thanksgiving? I'm like, this woman just doesn't.
She's dirty.
Yeah.
She went in the dirt.
She was having fun. And I felt like, when they're like, we're going to put, some cream on your fingers and insert
into your vagina.
It felt like a very long time. Yeah. I do. That's true.
Can we do a toast?
Yeah, we can.
Tight vagina?
To tight vaginas.
I love it.
I think part of it's genetic. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Sure.
And height. I'm only 5'3". Maybe that's partially.
Let's do like a 5-second chug. How about that?
5 seconds?
Yeah.
Let's get wild and crazy. With Felipe and Cassie.
For sure.
He's coming back on to ask questions to a female, which I'm very curious about.
I want their own perspective of what I think. And I think I have a pretty perspective.
What does that even mean?
I have a really great view on women. So, I mean, I think
do? Because he had sisters.
I would be a good host to your show.
Yes.
And we rocked this one. So
we did. And
so cheers.
And I appreciate him being here because someone canceled on me and he was lovely enough to want to be on it anyway. So we just bumped him up.
So you're saying I'm a fill-in?
No.
That's what you just said.
I had a list and I wanted a guy first. I didn't want a female.
So I was the second guy on the list.
No.
Kind of.
Well, kind of. But he saved my ass. And the person that was waiting originally had been on the list for 3 years, wanting to be on it, and was constantly texting me. And I am happy that he saved my ass and came on the show. Because it was last minute. And people don't like to talk about their sex life. They get weird.
It's cool. I saved your ass, but I won't do your ass. Let's just put it that way.
I don't have enough ass. He likes the Latino ass. I got nothing.
Cheers to Latinos.
To Latinos, exotic women.
Latinos.
What is your I know I say Latinos. I'm so used to men. Sorry.
Well, wrap it up with what was your last question?
What is your favorite, from where specifically? Filipino, Hawaiian?
I dated a lot of Mexican women, and there's just a greater population in Chicago.
Is that why you like to cook Mexican food?
For sure.
Yeah?
Hands down. Not this burrito American taco shit.
Like Mexican.
Like straight up Mexican moles from Oaxaca, seafood, ceviche.
Do they have hot sex?
Of course they do.
Passionate.
It's the best thing ever.
You're going to marry a Mexican woman.
I may. We'll see. Time will tell.
You're going to have sweet, hot, biracial babies who will be on Survivor, and then they're going to win too. It's going to be super annoying because they're going to be nice people, one with the earth.
It's going to be Food Network or maybe Survivor.
Yes.
True story.
You will be on Top Chef. It's going to be like, God damn it, he's on that fucking show. I'm going to vote for Felipe. God damn it.
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
1-800-5.
Yeah. He's got the, you have the look, the jeans, now work pants because you came from work, but T-shirt.
Mr. Corporate, yeah.
The long hair underneath there.
Which
long
you can't
hair.
see.
They cannot. Dimples. You're like the typical kind of like
Survivor.
bohemian. New York City,
Whoa.
chef cook,
Chicago. No New York
Chicagoan.
City.
Where are you from here?
Chicago.
No, but like where?
Burbs. I was born in Chicago, but then parents relocated to Northwest.
Oh,
Burbia.
Burbia. So to
Good old
all the
Burbia.
Latinas,
Good job. Good job.
I'm like, Latino men are hot. No, to all the Latinas, I'm sure you'll run into him at a bar trying to salsa dance and put his penis in you.
There's no salsa dancing. I'm white.
Oh,
I
come
can't
on.
dance.
You
No, none of that. None of that.
I saw you dance.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And
He'll put
you
his
liked
penis
it.
in you. And he'll buy you a beer. He has a job. Look at him. 33, he has a job. He's grown up.
Employed.
He's employed. Looking for saucy love.
I rent a condo. I'm awesome.
He's on. And this is it. Climax Hour. Email me with your band and your song. And cheers to you. And cheers to you.
Cheers. Waterfall.
Oh my God, I haven't heard that forever. I feel fucking
Get
old.
with it. It's 2014.
Thank you, Sean and Steve.
Thank
You
you
guys
guys.
are hot.
Awesome
And
place.
the porn star. We're getting drunk. The porn star situation.
Porn movie starting now.
Yes, yes. Climax Hour. Email me.